The Western Isles, or in Gaelic, the Outer Hebrides, is a very remote part of the country and of the United Kingdom, particularly so in 1989-1990 when I was out there, because there was a lack of communication. You just didn't get the type of things that we're used to today. So you really did feel isolated, and to get to Hebrides, I had to drive quite a distance across Scotland. I'd drive from somewhere like Elgin and along to Inverness. That would take about an hour and a quarter on the E96, and I'd drive down along Loch Ness towards Drumnadrochit, and then I would get to somewhere like Invergarry or Invermoriston, depending on where you wanted to change direction. Then drive along Loch Cluny and eventually get towards the Kyle of Lochalsh. You'd pass by Ellendon Castle and get to the Kyle of Lochalsh. In those days it was still a ferry, no bridge, and I would then wait on the ferry, wait to catch the ferry. And after you went across to Kyleakin on the other side from the mainland, I then had roughly a 50-mile journey to Uig. And this is not a motorway journey, it's a winding road. And eventually I would get to the Uig terminal, and there'd be a long wait there, and then I got on a much bigger ferry, a car ferry, and there could be anywhere between a 2-hour to a 4-hour ferry crossing, depending on the route and the time of year. Sometimes it would go up towards Harris, and then sometimes it would come back down to Loch Maddie, depending on the actual route. So you'd another several hours of a ferry journey there, and at that point you get on to Loch Maddie on North Uist. Then it would be a considerable drive down on single track roads down towards the Isle of Benbecula. So by the time you got there, it could take you a whole day. Often I would be getting there early in the evening and starting on a night shift and working right round the clock until the next day. But before that I'd already been driving all across the country. And in my spare time I acquired a mountain bike, which was a Giant, which is a company name, Cold Rock, which is the type of model. So mountain bikes were beginning to become very trendy at that point. Before that I was cycling on what we call a touring bike, which was completely different style. So I got myself a mountain bike, and when I was off duty in the Hebrides, I would cover a lot of places cycling around on my mountain bike. But if you bear in mind, I'm already in a very remote place. So what I would do, I had a mountain bike rack on the back of my hatchback Nissan Micra, and I would attach the mountain bike to the Giant Cold Rock, and then head for somewhere very remote, and I'm already in a remote place, and then stop the car, park it in a parking bay, not a parking bay, but a passing point, park it there, and then take the mountain bike off. So now I'm very far away from everything, and I'm in the Hebrides. I'm not seeing anyone around at all, and I used to head for a place way up in the north of North Uist, which is called Udal. And Udal is a peninsula which stretches out and almost touches Harris on the other side of the stretch of water. there's still a couple of mile gap there, but when you get to the top of Udall, the peninsula, you're just about, no one's going to be there because you just can't get there. It takes about an hour to get there on a mountain bike once you've left your car behind, and to get to the point where you park your car takes you about an hour drive. And what you can see across the water at the tip of Udall is the southern part of Harris. So I was heading out there on my mountain bike one day, and it was the middle of summer, very bright, and I parked my car, got the mountain bike, and I'd been cycling for about 20 minutes north from my parking point on this remote peninsula, Udall, cycling on a kind of track path and through the gorse and all that type of thing, heading out towards the north of Udall. And I hadn't seen anybody for a long, long time, and now when I was on the mountain bike, I wasn't going to be seeing anybody, not even an obscure dog walker or anything. And what I was going to do this day was head for a point where there was some ancient not cave paintings, but paintings on the rocks. And they went back to ancient times. And I'd heard about these, and I knew roughly where they should be, and I was investigating these. And also when you're there, you get seals come up and pop their head out the water and they'll look at you. And I thought this could be quite interesting, so I headed out this way on this burning hot day on my mountain bike, heading towards the top end of this peninsula, Udall, which is at the very top northwestern point of North Uist. So by this time, I haven't seen anyone for at least 2 or 3 hours, and I'm on my mountain bike, head down, cycling away, quite tough terrain, big thick tyres on the mountain bike, but very tough on your legs. But that's the fun about it. And really tight grip on the handlebars. Head down, forcing the bike forward over the rough path. And I looked ahead to get my bearings, and I thought I was hallucinating because I could see someone up ahead looking totally incongruous in the environment, something I just did not expect to see. What it was a man standing very still, upright, all in black, and this man had silver, almost white hair, and he was standing like he was a ghost. He wasn't. He was expressionless and standing very still. And I thought, what? Where does this man come from? And he had a peculiar posture, and he just stood right in the path and was looking at me, but not doing anything else. He wasn't walking, there wasn't a dog or anything like that, there was no animals, he wasn't a crofter or anything like that. And my momentum was keeping me going, and I was heading forward, and as I pedalled forward, I thought, this looks very suspicious, and I was trying to gauge the man's face, because when you're out there in these circumstances, this could really be a threat. I don't know who this man is. If he is a man, he looked like a ghost, but when I looked at the face, the eyes were black. There was nothing in them. There was no soul. And I thought, I'm in trouble. And my blood turned cold, like it turned into ice, because I knew I was looking at evil. Pure, raw, undiluted evil. Who would be standing there in this strange, threatening posture in the middle of nowhere on a bright sunny day, all in black? So I flipped my bike round and cycled in the opposite direction, and I never stopped until my legs were burning hot. I wanted to be away from whatever this figure was, and I felt terrified. But I think I got a lucky escape, and because nothing ever caught up with me, but I never went out there again. That was the last time I went out to that peninsula of Udall. I've been going out there on quite regular trips. I didn't want to meet that person or whatever it was again.